Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let's go, boys. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. We're just doing few last things, but I'm ready. I am ready. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you today? My side, all good. I've been working on the cran weapon, which is actually finished. I think I really like it, which is nice. Wait, which is nice, and we have one last weapon to do. Incredibly enough, because we did the Dermorian, right? Which at the moment doesn't have a name. It's just an elf blade, right? This is what we did. I did now the Cran, which is a Cran sword, which I don't know exactly how to name it. Elf sword as well. And now we have one last missing, which is the Lemur, for which we already have a model. We just need to understand if that model is really what we want and try to work on the texture. Now, the shields, I don't know. The shields really, I don't know. Hello, Hula. Do you want to see the final weapon? I can show it to you. The final Cran weapon, which is now finalized, is this one. So he has this nice crystal thing in the middle. And also he has a crystal here. Then he has this nice handle. He has this nice handle with two borders, and this part, I don't know, I was wondering a lot what I should make it, if I should just leave it as it is, but I think at the end, yes, I will leave it as it is. I think it's a nice contrast anyway. I mean, it's complementary to the blue, and I think he has anyway nice contrast with the main blade, and yeah. This is actually 3D, so let's say this part is actually made with geometry, while this part here is not, but I think overall is nice, and if we really want we can upscale the texture maybe, but at the moment I would say that that is good. I hope you like it. The color is a bit special, but I think it's okay because it's I think it's fitting well with the Cran. So if you put it in the hands, right, of a Cran, I think is pretty good. It is slightly longer than the other weapons. Yeah, it is slightly longer, but not by much, right? So it's like 1.1, I think. So I think it's still reasonable, right? It still has, I think it can be used by other races as well. I think it's very special, and I really like it. I think it's very special. I like it. I think it's nice. I hope you like it as well. Why this Kleros knife is always Okay. Good. So the next one is, and the last is the next and the last, and then we have one for each race, which is incredible. Cannot believe it. Let me switch the music because I forgot. Looks good. Okay, nice. I think it's a very unique style. That is what I was searching, right? So I'm searching a unique style to give more tradition, you know, and more characterization, right? To yeah, you see here a bit of the process, right? Of when I was thinking, here it is where it was still the same color, right? Which anyway, it was also looking nice, the same color, huh? But I think it was looking nice this way as well. I think it was. So I still have this version in case we want it, right? But I think the gray one is providing better contrast, and so overall I think is nicer. Yeah, but this one was not bad, I would say as well. So I think I can discard it. This one we can save it and close it. Okay, so the next one and last one that we need to think of is the one of the lemur, right? And for the lemur, my idea was this one. I have to think a bit about it because I'm not 100% convinced yet, but I think I will take one lemur and I will try to see if it fits or it doesn't fit, right? Because I need to see it with my own eyes. I want to see it with my own eyes. I think my editor is kind of GGing out. Let me maybe close it and open it again, because I think it's open since probably a week. I never closed it in all this time, and I understand it may start to be a bit annoyed. Yeah. Okay. Let's open it again. I added 2 new music games. I mean, music of games. One is Superliminal, which is a very strange game, but I like it. And another one is Rust, that actually I played a lot, but I never added the music to the stream, so I added it now. So we have another like 2 hours of additional music. The progress on the player character is good. I've seen some updates, and I tested some updates, and they are coming out well. This is a first pass of the changes. It's a commission, so there is a person working on it, which is not me, incredibly enough. Sometimes it's not me, and yeah. I think by this week should probably finish the 4, and then I can show you what. So these are the different packs that I sent out. So first we did a test on the Diaboli, and then in the second pack I sent 2 races, and in the third pack I sent 3, and on the fourth pack I sent this one. So these ones are all these ones are done. Now there is the fourth pack that is under work, and this one in Italian means ready to send. Okay, so these ones are ready to send. But so this will be the pack that probably will be completed this week, and then next week I think we will have this 4. After that I want to do a rigging update, because we have to re-rig all the characters, and probably I will assign it to the same artist. Hopefully she will be available for that. So if she's available and also capable, we will see. We will assign also the rigging, which I guess it will take probably other 2 weeks at least. I mean, it's not a lot of work, but anyway, it's work that has to be done with some care, and then I want to do a pass on the textures. I mean, some are already upgraded, others are not, so I want to be sure that we upscale this, right? So when all these 3 columns are completed, say that a no means not needed, okay? Because they are already higher quality. Yeah, when those are done, I think we can re-release the characters. I don't know exactly when it will happen, but hopefully the next release. Hopefully. Okay. So let's open the same map, right? And let's put the lemur here. They are facing the other direction, but it seems to me that the light is coming from this direction, no? Yeah, it is. So okay, so we have the 2 guys here. Now the question is, do we see them, right? Do we see them with that sword or not? That is the question. Do we see them? Now the problem of this word is that he has a very strong texture, a very special texture, which is, you know, making it maybe a bit too special, right? Right. Why is not scaling? Because he has the okay. Because he had the path selected. So the question is, do you think that this word actually fits Do you think that this word actually fits these 2 guys or no? Hmm? Good question. Good question. That's too small. I mean, obviously, would not be that big, right? But will be probably. I mean, if you want to have it as 1 meter, it will probably be something like this. Do you see this guy? Do you see this guy with this weapon or not? That's the question. Do you see this guy? No. Do you see this guy with this weapon? I mean, yes and no. I mean, on one side is not bad, the shape, but on the other side, I think is a bit too aggressive for them. So I don't know how much they are into military, right? Into because they are really usually they are scientists. So what I'm trying to figure out is it a weapon like that? So should we give them like a dagger instead of a longsword, right? Because we have kind of special daggers like this one, for example, that I like. This one that I like quite a bit. Um, I mean, try to ignore the colors because if you look at the colors, we are right. We are not doing the right thing, right? So we should not look at the colors. We should look at the. So you know what? I will make it grayscale so that what? Oh, oh yes. No. What do you mean? No, I just want to. What? Exactly. It is how I wanted it. Pretty much. Hmm? So I don't want it. I don't want it to be. I don't want to be influenced by the color. I want to be influenced only by the shape. Right? Only by the shape. The color can be anything. Oh, black and white, by the way. Looks pretty cool. Black and white looks nicer than the original. Yeah, well, obviously this guy will be way smaller, right? But it just, you know, just to say, what is the right shape? So do you see these guys more with a weapon like this or with a weapon like this? Perhaps the item of the good, a wood stake with 2 snakes. What? No, but we need a... I understand. So you are saying that maybe it's not a blade. Maybe it's not a blade. You're saying a stick with the snakes. Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand. Yeah, in theory, it could also not be a blade. Not be a blade. Not be a blade. I think it's a good hint, Ulla. Is a good hint that this may not be a blade. But if it's not a blade, what is it? If it's not a blade, what is it? Medieval weapons by type. Medieval weapons by type. Can we see it a bit bigger or no? If it's not a blade, what is it? Can be a sword. Okay, sword, no. Can be a polearm. The problem of polearm is that they are mostly two-handed. At the moment, I don't have an easy way to do two-handed, but warhammer, wand, sickle, parasol. I don't know. Bastard sword, bow and arrow, staff, battle axe, mace, ring sword. Ring sword. Ring sword. Ring sword. Ring sword. Ring sword. What the fuck is this? What is this? How do you use it? Ah, you use it in the 3rd dimension. Seems to be very stupid. Circular blade. Circular blade. I mean, these guys are a bit scientists, right? So they are a bit weird. So it may be possible that they have a strange weapon, right? That their default weapon is a strange weapon. I would say yes. It may be a strange weapon, right? It may be a strange weapon. But how do you use a circular blade, right? How the hell do you use a circular blade? No. I mean, a circular blade weapon.
Congratulations. You've both made it to the final. The shock room is an
Huh? They are building it. Yeah, but I would like to understand how do you use it then? You throw it? You throw it. Well, so it's a throwing weapon mostly. It's a throwing weapon. They put the glasses on. I like that they put the glasses on and this guy doesn't have any glass, right? But anyway. Oh, you can see all the stomach and the liver and the stuff of this guy. Oh my god. Oh wow. Holy shit. He likes that, huh? Blah. The problem, I think that I don't know. I think it's a bit weird to use. I think it's a bit weird to use actually. It's basically a frisbee. No, I don't. It's always better when the opponent cannot fight back. What do you mean? I don't know. The idea of a circular blade kind of interesting, but I think it requires a very martial artist kind of style of fighting that I actually don't see in these guys too much. I don't know. Maybe yes. I don't know. And also, I think that a blade that is like a full blade like this is a bit weird. While I think it's better to have a blade that is like this, right? So that on one side you have the handle. So actually you can have two, one for each hand, right? And then it becomes a bit like an iron fist. I don't know, but just bigger. Right? So in that sense, but I think this is mostly a fictional weapon that will never work in practice. So I don't know why this guy listed it as a medieval weapon, because I don't think that any culture actually used this thing. Maybe he has a throwing weapon, but I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. The dagger, the nunchaku. The problem with the nunchaku is again it will require completely different animations and Qatar. Qatar is basically a bladed weapon with a handle at the they use with the fist, right? So that basically you use with a fist, like this. It's basically a punch. It's basically a punch dagger, right? It's a punch dagger. With a punch dagger. You know that we have this actually in the game, but we never used it. I don't know how we call it. Can you spawn it in game? I don't know if you can spawn it in game. Probably not. But we actually, I think we actually have it. I think we actually have it. Or not. This one, yeah. It's called Claw. You see? It's called Claw. We have it already. Would you expect this guy to be able to use this? Why sometimes things are harder than they should. Would you see this guy using this thing? Or not? I don't know exactly the orientation, but I think it should be something like this. Because I think that this weapon requires significant strength, right? Significant strength and significant agility, because anyway the blade is short, so for any short blade you need to have a lot of I mean agility. I think they can have agility, right? They may be agile. I'm not saying no, but I don't know about the. I think they will be they will be probably best just with a shotgun. In-game wood stick. Yeah, I know. I understand the wood stick, but I don't know. Yeah. You see them with a wood stick? I mean, with a stick. You see them with a stick, huh? I see. I see. I see. Can we spawn this in game or no? No idea. Because this weapon is something that we were thinking for the Enki, because the Enki are used to use their fist in fights due to the claws, and so a weapon like this is pretty much an extension of their claws, right? And I think would be very good for the Enki. In fact, this thing is called Claw. Right? I mean, there can be a million different types, right? Like, for example, this one, which is like half, like a half moon, I think is very, very nice. Right? And it's very, very nice. Yeah, you can have a million variations, right? Like this one is super nice. This one is super nice. Yeah. This one are all super nice. Well, except this one, which is triple, but apart from that, all the others are very, very nice. I don't understand too much the double. I think it's a double probably because you move this here. I mean, assuming that it can move, right? And then you use it as a counter to your elbow, right? So you put your elbow below and your hand above, right? And so you have a grip, right? Yeah, I think that would be the best, by the way. I think it is how it should be done. I think all the ones without the double, I think are problematic to use. They will just shift in your hand so much, right? So I think that this should have, right? If you get what I'm saying. So there should be another thing. Okay, there should be another thing here, or even here, right? So that that is the support, you know, so that the weapon doesn't rotate, right? Doesn't rotate in your hand, because if it rotates in your hand, you're fucked, because basically the blade will rotate against you, right? If you think about it, right? If you are using it and you are putting force, in the wrong direction, so not vertically but horizontally, it's very likely that this thing is gonna go. Yeah, I cannot do it, bro. I can do it if it. Yeah, that this thing is gonna go this way, right? It's gonna swing this way and that way a lot. And so this makes the weapon very hard to use, I would say. While if you have a support here on your arm, then at least in one direction it cannot go, right? In the other direction it can. So at least one direction is stuck, right? So it cannot go more than this. But yeah, the other direction it can go. So I don't know, it feels a bit weird. I think it feels a bit weird, right? How do you prevent this from going places? I don't know. I mean, unless you have a full clamp, right? Unless you have a full clamp, so one side, I mean top and bottom, right? If you have a full clamp top and bottom, then it will stay perfectly still. And then, but I think it will be a bit hard to mount, because yeah, I think something like this is super dangerous, right? So you grasp it, and if you get a hit, right, you get a hit like here, you just rotate 180 degrees in your hand, and then the other guy jumps on you and you basically kill yourself, right? So I think it's a very bad idea. I think it's a very weird weapon, actually. Unless it's very, very small. Yeah, and you put your finger on the other side, like this guy is doing, right? So like this guy is doing. So he has his finger on the other side, so he can block. Yeah, but he can still rotate. He can still rotate on the other side, right? Yeah, he can still rotate. I mean, it's a bit harder that he comes this direction, but it's very easy that he goes the other direction. So I don't know, it still doesn't convince me much. Maybe it's the double grip that makes it stronger, right? Maybe it's this double grip, because it's like if you have two... but I think it can still flip. I think it can still flip. I think a normal dagger is so much better. To me, I mean, a normal dagger is so much better to me. Good way to break your bones. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't understand. Because yeah, look at how, I mean, if you grasp it like this, maybe, but if you put your hand inside, is uh-oh. But this guy is showing a lot of weapons, and they look like legit weapons from the past. So probably it was actually a weapon, right? But I would really put a strap right here. Put a strap here so that, and you put your arm inside of the strap so that it's not moving. What is this? Ah, this one is slightly better because you see this one has something at the top, which actually this one is nicer. This one is way nicer. This one is way nicer because at least the top of your hand is covered, right? The top of your hand is covered, and at least in that direction it cannot rotate. It can rotate the other direction, right? But if you imagine that you have your arm, this one is not bad actually. If you imagine that you have your arm here, right? Below that, right? So, and your hand here, right? Cannot draw it because it would be below, right? So at least it's impossible that the weapon rotates this way, right? Because if it pushes like this, your arm will stop it. So this movement is basically not possible. But this movement again is very possible, right? So if that happens, you are fucked again, right? This is why they invented swords and daggers, right? Because they can rotate, but they can rotate only on the hilt, right? And even if it rotates, it doesn't do anything to you. It's always facing the enemy. It's never facing you, right? So I would say that this may work only if we add at the bottom something, right? That is also blocking the other direction. So if you see it from the side, there should be the blade, right? If you see it from the side, it is the blade, let's say, right? And then you have this nice thing here, right? So you have this, which is actually covering your hand, and then you have here the place where you put your hand. But then I think there should be another thing, right? That is like this, that is, or even like that, yeah. So it becomes like a glove of some kind, right? So that, yeah, it becomes like a glove. Yeah, it becomes like a glove. So it's like a glove with a blade at the front. Then yes. Because if I do it like this, in my hand, what is this thing? Oh, it is fucked, completely fucked. And my hand is, let's say, here. Okay, so it is my hand. Yeah, sorry, this thing is all rotated wrong. I know, I understand. Okay, I will do it like this so it's more understandable, I guess. Piri piri piri. Why don't I have any more the options here to fill? Because it's okay. So if I have the hand here, right, and then I have my arm, and then I have my arm here, right? So there is my hand, there is my arm, assuming that my arm is a bit bigger, right? And these two are actually metal, right? So at that point, my hand cannot go anywhere anymore, right? So it basically becomes a blade. So it can be like this, just with the additional thing at the bottom. So probably not like that, but probably something like this at the bottom, right? Then yes, then you will have your hand cover both sides, and that will not move anymore. But that becomes basically a hilt of a normal sword, right? If you think about it, I mean, it becomes like a rapier, or it becomes like the hilt of a rapier, right? Which is basically both sides. Speaking about the rapier, I think I will see the lemur with a rapier, actually. I will see them with a rapier, yes, I will. The problem is that it's used as a piercing weapon, right? So again, the animation should be completely different. But would I see them with a rapier? Yes, I would. Yes, I think with a rapier, I can see them with a rapier. Yes, I can see them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see this guy too much with that. I don't know if I see this guy with that. But do I see it with this? Do I see him with this? Probably the answer is yes. No! That is impossible to select. But anyway. No, it's impossible to select because it's white on white. Anyway. Nah. It's white on white, guys. Do I see them using that? Yes, I see. Do we have a rapier already? I think we have a rapier already, no? Do we use it in game? We don't have a rapier. We don't have a rapier, huh? I thought we had. I think it's because it was in the description. I think because it was in the weapon description. Rapier, eh? Rapier, eh? Yeah, we had this one, right? We had this one. Should we have them use the rapier or not? A scientist killing rats for experiments makes sense. What do you mean? Yeah, but the question is, what is the best weapon for them? What is the best weapon for them? Ah! Ah! Look at this. Look at this. It's in the old rules. It's in the old rules. It's in the old rules. It's rapier. It's there. In the old rules, it's saying rapier. It's saying rapier. Okay, well. Should we just do it? Or not? Is the rapier too modern? I don't know if it's too modern. But I think it's nice because he has a completely different combat style, right? So I think it's kind of fun to have as a concept. That's what I'm saying. Lemur rapier. Because here I was saying the Klyros has the Falcon, but now we have that nice new weapon, which is fantastic. Dermorian, I said Bolas. Really? Noltrid, I said the net, but the net is not very easy to... I mean, there is the tabletop version of the game, right? So there is something that you can roleplay easy, but in a video game, I mean, we can do it, but it will not be that easy, right, to do. Stiletto, also Lemur. Yeah, you see that we have also this kind of... Diaboli, we had the whip. Oh, nice. We had the whip for the Diaboli. Aha. Stonehammer Pole Axe in on Chainblade. Yeah, the Chainblade was another nice idea, but... Warhammer and Zarvush. Yeah, this Zarvush is also very nice. But it's something that... Okay. So basically what we are saying here is that we need this. We need the stiletto and the rapier. And the rapier we can make it shorter, right? I think like it was in this picture. I think this picture was much better than the others. So it's a shorter blade. What is it? Yeah, it's a shorter blade. It's a shorter blade compared... Well, it's probably 1 meter anyway. It's probably 1 meter. Do we have a rapier? Do we have a rapier? I think we don't have a rapier. Do we have a stiletto? I think we don't have a stiletto. How do you pronounce stiletto in English? Because actually it's an Italian word. Stiletto? How do you pronounce stiletto in English? In Italian is stiletto. 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 Stiletto.
Stiletto.
Stiletto. Yeah, the guy pronouncing it is always a bit like Super Mario. But anyway, Google pronouncing Italian is like exaggerating the accent. I don't know why.
Stiletto.
Stiletto. Stiletto.
Stiletto.
Stiletto, Mr. Watson. Okay. Okay, now the question is... in this wonderful database, do we have a stiletto? No, a stiletto weapon, bro. A stiletto weapon, not a stiletto shoes. Holy moly. Look at this. Look at this, boys. Let's slightly elaborate. Just a bit. For $5 only. Wow. That's a great weapon for $5. Well, this is unusable. I don't know what is this. What the hell is this? You can use it in your in the fence in the garden, you know. If you have a gate, you can put it on the gate and it's making it nice. It seems there is no stiletto weapon here. Okay, do we have a rapier? We have 1,000,000 rapiers. We have 1,000,000 rapiers. We have 1,000,000 rapier. There is one just here. It's so though. I'm thinking, guys, I'm thinking. I'm not completely convinced. I'm not completely convinced that we should do it. Because yeah, it is a medieval weapon, but when it was invented, right? I think it was invented fairly... Rapier date of invention. 1540. Well, still reasonable. Yeah, it's not, you know, 1200s, but 15th century. When was gunpowder invented? When was gunpowder invented? Oh me. Oh wow. No, I mean a gun. I mean gunpowder with a gun. Ah, first gun. History of firearms. 10th century in China. Tubes containing gunpowder. '13th century. And cannon? And cannons were in the 13th century. I would see this guy with a gun. You know? But obviously... How are the... Yeah, like this. Lo schioppo. Like this. This guy, right? Yeah, this guy. I kind of would see the lemur with such a gun, actually. But This is changing so much in our game that I don't want to do it, and I will not do it. But I think it would be a weapon that they may use, also because they are scientists, and so I think the fact that they create, gunpowder and explosions and things like that, I think would be reasonable, right? But I think it goes back because they were probably already 14th century. In the 14th century. So you see, what kind of 100 years before the rapier. So I mean, the rapier is even newer, right? So it's because the way it is, the way you fight, the way you use it, is very different, right? It's more of a dual weapon than a real war weapon, right? I don't think you can go to war with an army of people in rapiers, right? I don't think you can. I mean, you can try, but I think just a normal longsword will win, right? So I mean, the question is, can a rapier win a fight versus a longsword, right? I don't know. I mean, he can. Okay, rapiers are really just highly effective weapon against a two-handed longsword. Rapiers also take a lot of skill and finesse where the two-handed sword doesn't. Yeah, it's okay. Medieval longswords are useless compared to rapiers. Can a rapier fight a longsword? A rapier fighter should be seeking to use their greater range, smaller target, and greater protection from their roll tilt against their longsword opponent. In turn, they need to get avoiding into any fight, over leverage, and not let their opponent get past their point. Yeah, exactly. Because I think if the guy charges you, then you are not able to deliver any strength, right? Rapier versus longsword.
My take on this is there is not an inherent winner. It is entirely based on the swordsman, and the tool that they use is going to have little difference over who's going to win it. A lot of people say that the rapier's going to win because it is generally longer, blades a little bit longer, and that it is lighter. Now, the things that I think people...
The lighter
is debatable, honestly.
Because I have to use
one-handed versus two, and that's where my theory of the longsword should not be counted out comes in. The leverage that I get here makes this blade extremely light and quickly change positions. So the rate...
Interesting. There is someone that tested it. No. I was looking at that. There is someone that tested rapier versus longsword, boys. You believe it? He's using it two-handed though. He's using the longsword two-handed. Technique is completely different, but... Yeah, there is no... The problem is that there is no strength in the rapier, right? So, I mean, yeah, he can pierce you, but... I don't think there is enough strength. So I think it looks a bit like a dual weapon, right? Than a... I don't know what they are explaining, but... Oh. I think it's just a different style that... Because the style of the rapier is never going, you know, to the side. I mean, he's never putting the rapier on his side blade, right? He's always trying to pierce, and it is giving. I mean, if the other guy is not following the same rule, he's just going to. You see, he's just going to block like that. So it's this position, right? So it's just going to block and probably even disarm completely the opponent. I don't know if I'm convinced about this. I think the rapier is a good idea in theory, but it's very bad in practice. They came back another day or what?
Get interesting angles. So a lot of this was built on finding that feel in the middle and then not letting the other person control the situation. I found that my advantage was the leverage I had. I could take his sword and send it fairly easily, and I could also make pretty strong beats and get in. But one of my favorite tactics is hitting the hand. So never having fenced and by the way, this is the ultimate hand protection rapier. Maybe the Pappenheimer is maybe a little bit better because it also has
and some Spanish ones had bigger cups.
But like you can't, like with the swept hilt rapier, I might have had a chance to get a finger shot or two, but this one I did not, and that's a big part of my strategy. So I was having to make that up on the fly.
And I also have good cut protection.
It's good cut protection. So I did get a number of hand hits, like I said before, not more than I was expecting. We do his long sword. But yeah, go ahead.
One other thing that I have seen speculated about in HEMA videos and HEMA comic sections is the idea that a long sword was somehow like damaged the blade on a rapier. It's not really true. Matt Easton, Scully Gladiatoria, really awesome British guy. He actually has a video where he takes up one rapier and intentionally holds it like this while some other guy pounds on it with a one long sword, and nothing happens to it. But I will say one thing that did surprise me is that accelerating push motion you were doing, especially here.
Yeah.
So
He's at a weak angle with his
what
blade.
happens there is the more he goes down my blade, the more it accelerates outward. And
It's a technique called a croisette.
these two weapons,
Roughly?
they are close in weight,
Close in
which is
weight.
something that surprises people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the blade is built completely differently. So this blade, look at how much the tip of the blade is like swinging up and down, even if he moves it very, very little. So it's not designed for strength, right? In any possible way.
And it's longer, so it feels not necessarily heavy.
It's forward.
It flows downward.
Yeah. It's forward weighted with one hand, where I have my weight between two hands and I have leverage. So, like I was saying before, I did minimal. I was able to keep up with you in the point. I just don't think that is faster in the point than the long sword. I think that its protection is the biggest thing I would give it.
Yeah.
Like I did not feel at a disadvantage on length. I did not feel like
Yeah, but the protection, if you have good gloves, good gauntlets, right, that are, reinforced with metal, then it's like if you have it. So I don't see it as a...
I felt at a disadvantage on protection. There was a couple of times where he was able to maneuver his arm better than me because he only had one. So we get to a thrust, and he would be able to parry it. Yeah, he was able to parry it away,
There were a couple moments where
and I was kind of stuck in
I
here.
ended up like this.
Yeah, and he could whip whip it over, and
Once I felt safe,
yeah, he can whip it to there. And now, and again, because I haven't had to do this before, there were things I could have done against that, but it just didn't come to my mind.
if I were being smart, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know why they do this in that same situation, just to be safe.
Yeah, you can just hold because that's the other thing, he has a second hand.
Yeah.
Now, we made a stipulation, we're gonna test this out next time. I think that rapier and dagger versus long sword would be a different story. Rapier and buckler versus long sword would be a different story. Just because a secondary implement changes things. I'm not saying that you would necessarily dominate, but I think it would be considerably harder.
I'm not always best at using my offhand.
There's no
Prevention is automatically superior. In some ways, context is.
I don't like it. I think at the end, I'm thinking about it, but I don't like it. I think it fits, you know. I think it fits it fits the character. I think the rapier fits the character, but I don't think I like it, meaning that they would never use it for real in a battle, right? So they may use it in a duel, right? So if two people are dueling with a rapier with equal weapons, then yes. But imagine a guy with a rapier and just an Enki with two claws like this, right? So I think it would be destroyed, right? So I think the rapier would be destroyed. So I don't know if I don't think that the rapier can effectively be used in battles, actually. Not of any rapier being effectively used in actual fighting. Exactly. So it's a kind of a display weapon. Is a display weapon, is a dual weapon, is a sport weapon, but it's not a war weapon. So I don't think we can make, I mean, if we make the rapier the default weapon of the lemur, I mean, automatically they are losing every war, right? So I don't think it's a great idea. It's not a practical weapon for war, right? Exactly. On the battlefield, a lot of opponents will be armored, right? No, the rapier we exclude. The rapier is a bad idea. Rapier is a shitty weapon. We don't want it. We don't want the rapier. We don't want the rapier. GG. No rapier. No rapier. I think I still have a bit of an idea here, but and a bit of an idea here maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, or the staff, right? You are saying they should be using a staff. They should be using a staff. Okay, let's try the staff, right? Let's try quarter staffs, right? Quarter staff, fantasy quarter staff, right? I want to see. The problem is that I don't know. I think it's just a, you know. I mean, I don't think there is anything special about this. I mean, what it may be special is that you put metal at the end. Yeah, exactly, right? You put metal at the end. Normally a walking stick. But use it like this and bang, 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 it becomes a hammer, right? Because the difference, as soon as you put something at the end, it becomes like a pickaxe or it becomes like a hammer, right? So I don't know if a staff is really... I cannot convince myself. I think I'm back. I think I'm back to the original idea, which was this weapon. At least it's strange, you know. At least it's a bit, this one, right? At least it's a bit strange, it's a bit, maybe we can make it smaller than this. And he has his own style with the, I think that the style of this weapon is this. I mean, it's the, I don't know where I am here. Is this, right? Is the fact that the hilt is like angled. I think it is very nice. It's a bit strange, right? And I think we can use it like this. And obviously this thing, right? And this thing are the primary traits, right? I don't like the curved handle. I think we want to have a straight handle here. I don't know if I particularly like the length of this thing, but I think if I make it smaller, I think if I make it smaller, we can try, huh? We can try to make it smaller and see what happens. Oh wow, opacity 20%. Yeah, if we make it smaller, it basically becomes a kind of a falcon, right? And I don't know if this is what we want. Becomes like a short sword. Yeah, but it's not bad. I would say also in this version it's not too bad, huh? If you think about it with a straight handle. Do we already have a weapon like this? Well, our falcon is like this, so it's a bit special, right? I mean, actually this falcon is not assigned to anyone. Did we assign it to someone in the rules or no? The falcon, we said Klyros, yeah. We said Klyros, but now for the Klyros we have such a better weapon, so we don't need it anymore. We don't need it anymore. So we could use the falcon as well, right? As a weapon for them. I mean, in that case, I already have it, and I don't have to do anything, right? We would just say that the falcon is their weapon, and GG. And GG, my friends. I don't know, it seems to me a bit, in particular this one, right? In particular this one seems to be, well, I see it because I've seen falcons in game for years, so obviously it kind of fits. I mean, it fits just because our game is this weapon, right? And so it fits because it fits. But yeah, but it kind of fits. I think it kind of fits anyway. I think it kind of fits. It's very different from this, so we are not. What I like of this one is that it's a bit stylish, right? So anyway, he has his own style. And he's the one that, of all the weapons that we have seen, Of all the, I mean, except for this one, right? This one is very strange. But I don't think I see it on the lemurs. I don't think I see it on the lemurs. This one is super strange. I don't like it. This one looks more like an NPC weapon. Also, this one looks more like an NPC weapon than so this is the Klyros one. These are just daggers. Oh, there is this though. There is also this one, huh? Do you see a lemur with this? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Kind of a pike like this. I think this one is very nice actually. But this one I think it looks interesting, but is very weird, and at the end it looks like a Christmas tree, and I don't like it. There was this one that I think I like, and is also very special. It's a kind of a half of an X, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, but it's not bad. I think this one is not bad. I don't know if I like it though. I mean, I don't know if I see it. I mean, apart from the gold, because obviously now we have all the gold stuff, you know. And I don't think I will ever be able to clean it, yeah. Probably never ever. Well. A bit of patience, yeah. Do you see this guy with this weapon? Again, apart from the coloring, because the coloring may mess up. So let's do it grayscale, right? Grayscale. Let's do it grayscale. So we are not influenced by anything, right? We are not influenced by the colors, by the gold. Do you see this guy using this weapon? I think that between the two, I see more this weapon than this weapon. It's interesting though. It's a nice shape, right? It's a very nice shape. It doesn't have end protection. I mean, these two blades are completely useless. I don't understand why you even have them, right? But like, are you cutting what? You cutting yourself? Yeah, this one is like the best way to cut yourself. Actually, also this is a bit a way to cut yourself, right? Because it's going your direction. But anyway. I think this is still the best choice. The one that he has in his hand is still the best choice. So if you had to choose, guys, what you would choose? Let me know. What do you think is the best? I mean, I don't know, the stick. You said the stick, but the stick. It's very hard to make a stick that is characterized, right? How do I make a stick that actually has any character without making it a hammer? Because yeah, I can make it like this, okay, but you cannot use this thing as a weapon. It makes no sense. It becomes a hammer again, and I don't know. I mean, a quarterstaff is really as simple as this, right? So is leather in the middle, and you can have a bit of metal on both hands, and that's it. Or is a mage staff right? Or is a mage staff, a wizard staff, but then there is magic involved, right? And if there is magic involved, is not what we are searching for. Look at this hand, double hand, because it is AI generated. I know the staff. I don't really. Staff, I don't really see it. It's too simple. It's too simple. The problem is that it's too simple. It's just like a wooden log, baston, a wooden club, right? It's just a wooden club. So I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. The whip. The trident. The glaive. The glaive, I mean, the glaive, I think, is not a bad weapon for them. Right? Which is basically a pole with a blade at the end, right? This one. I think they would like to use the glaive. They would like that. I think they may like using the glaive, yeah. I think they may like this. I have the same problem of the double-handed, of the two-handed weapons, right? I have that issue. Unfortunately. But yeah. But yeah, I think they will like this weapon. I think they will. We need to decide, guys. I cannot stay here forever thinking. We need to decide. We need to decide. We need to decide. By the way, this will be way bigger than this, huh? Because if you want to make it, you know, as big as it should, it's probably something like this, right? I think I will go with the where is it? I think I will go with a shorter version of this word. I don't find any better options. I don't. Maybe we can shrink it a bit vertically, right? So maybe we can do this. So that is more thin and less heavy, right? And I think this will make a difference for them, right? Because I think that like this, even if it's nice, it's a bit too heavy. Do we have this weapon or not? I think we have it, right? Do we have this weapon, guys? This was called something like double blades, two blades. This was called like Sister Blade or Excalibur's Sword. No, definitely not. It was called like sun. Sword of the Servant. No. I don't remember which one was. No. He was called why? Shouldn't know. Medieval texture for no. Mad Sphere, Vanga, Scatterword, as well as Servants, Sword Chinese Word. No. This was a collection of different these are these ones. Which by the way are very nice. Gladius Sword. Okay. One day I will pay you. No. There is also that one. Yeah, there is another one that I didn't consider, but I actually liked, which is this one. The problem of this one is that it looks very heavy, right? So again, considering that the lemur are very fragile, you know, I don't think this fits. I don't think it fits very well. Wizard's Sword, huh? No, it's not Wizard. I don't remember what was that. Ancient Sword, huh? Oh, fuck, I will never find it again. I will never find it again. Great Templar. Nah, I will never find it again, boys. Dragon Shield. Falcon's Sword. Wait. Maybe Falcon's Sword? Maybe Falcon's Sword? No. No, Falcon's Sword, no. Goblin. Clyros. Knight Shield. Crown Sword. Chris Knife, Leather Handle, Longsword, Machete, Medieval Sword, oh my god. Ornate Spear, Panga, Scatterwood Atlas. Shield, Simple Medieval. I think we opened it on stream because I remember that we checked it. Twin Sword, there it is. Twin Sword, I found it. Is this one? Is this one? Because actually there were two of them. Yes. Exactly this. Which by the way was very, very nice because one was the sun and the other was the moon, as you can see, right? So there is a sun and a moon, but they only leave this way because if you delete one, the other is not correct. So the texture, unfortunately, is kind of weird. I think it's been created only for you see. Yeah, there's nothing else, so it's just mapped this way. Anyway, I think we can take this one, and in terms of geometry, let me see. Oh, I think there is a like crazy modifiers. Subsurface. Mirror. Oh wow, there's one side only? I know it was a mirror, but it didn't... yeah. Okay, fine. I don't understand the faces, but yeah, it's pretty simple in terms of geometry actually. It's very, very simple. So it's good. Geometry is already good enough. It doesn't have it seems that it doesn't have a proper handle though. I think it's very thick, very, very thick. It's too thick. I mean, it's insanely thick. Okay, let's try to work on this. Let's try to work on this. I think at the end, I mean, I started from this, I'm coming back to that, but I really wanted to have a reasoning, right? To evaluate all the possible options. So let's save it as... let's save it as Lemur's Ward, right? Lemur's Ward. I mean, it's all broken, like here is, you know, but it's really broken. But yeah. Oh wow, it's also broken there. Just trying to see if the subsurface was no, it was really just a display weapon, right? So it was designed just to look like attached to a wall, because you see that it's broken on the sides, it's broken everywhere. Yeah, so it was already like this originally. And yep. It's really broken, I would say. Uh-oh, there is one vertex. Really? Yep, it is. Okay, so this is bad. Okay, we need to do some work here. I don't understand these lines. What are these lines? Are the seams or what? They don't look like seam, but they... There is a visualization that I don't know what is it. This visualization here is like there is a visualization for hidden lines or relationship lines. There seems to be something more than I have seen in the past. Ah, creases here in this thing. Never seen it actually. What does it? What is that? What is listed as a crease? Display creases created for subdivision surface modifier. Ah, okay. I see. Okay, now I understand. So we have to we have to seam all of this, right? And we will have to create a handle because the handle at the moment does not exist. The handle really does not exist. Pum 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 pum. And it is also upside down due to the mirroring. Yeah, so we basically completely miss a handle here, right? So it's not there, but you know, it's easy to create. I think we want to duplicate this or not. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted first of all to separate this piece and this piece so that we can actually detach, because at the moment this thing is attached, right? And it's pretty bad. So we want this to become yeah, exactly, to become a separate GY 0.1 GY 0.1 minus GY 0.1. Okay, so now they are again like brothers. Right? I think it would be roughly like that. I'm not sure, but I think it would be. We have a face here. Okay. I like how we created that face with the right. Okay, so now the idea would be that if we take this, right, and we duplicate it, and we make it the bottom, right, I think it will. So I would just duplicate it. Unfortunately, we are not vertically oriented here anyway. Yeah, maybe I should put this weapon vertical first, and then we can do whatever we want to do, because at the moment it's kind of hard to work on it, right? Because it's positioned in a kind of a weird way. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, this happened. Fuck. I think this happened when I merged. Or not. No, didn't. It was already like this. Yeah, probably. It was double facing already like this, yeah. Yeah, most likely. So we need actually this part to be split again. And then we need these two vertices to move, right? GY 0.1, GY 0.1 minus, right? Then we can scale them Y and put them wherever we think is good. put it like that, yeah. Even if I don't understand this too much, but fine. Oops. No. Why is doing that? Okay. Now here, yeah, if you put these two together, it will become, you know, one line. Unless we cut it off this way, which we can. Or we just made this part of the blade. I don't think I like the fact that this part of the blade is actually one line, right? I think it should have some weight. I don't understand why it's done like this. Yep, I actually dislike it, so we will fix it. It will take a bit, but we will fix it. So I don't like the fact that this is actually separate, right? I mean, that is not separate. I don't like the fact that it's one piece. I think it should be two pieces. So yeah, there is a bit of work to do on this weapon to make it decent. But I really like the shape. The shape is beautiful. At least I like it. So we start with that, right? So we make it so that we separate two and then we scale them back, right? Is there a better way to do this? I don't know. Well, it's not that many anyway, so I think Control R. Let me see if I can do that. Control R. No. What was the repeat? No, Control R. No. Shift R. Shift R. Shift R is doing the same command you did the last time. So we can do it like this. And we catch them all with one click. Okay, nice. Now we do the same, but on the other side. So it would be GY minus 0.1, right? And then it would be Shift R, Shift R. Okay. Yeah, there are still a few there. Still a few here. I think because this is where we stopped, actually. Where we stopped the split. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now this thing is open and we can create the faces that we want. Because actually we want this to become a face, right? Okay, so now at least we have a side. What happened? I don't know, okay. I don't know, it's just be weird. We have a side which obviously is super large, but we don't want it this way, right? But it was just to work easily, right? Just a way to work easy. So I guess that now we take all these points, right? And we make it something like that. Okay, so at least we have a decent border on the side, which I think it makes it look better. Yeah, we will have to texture it and everything, but for now we're only looking at the geometry. Actually, I think I should just look at it like this, probably. Meanwhile, there is someone trying to run plane shift on Intel cards, but I think it's super hard to have a, you know, integrated motherboard video card like Intel stuff, and trying to run the game I think is hard because those cards have very little video memory, and I think I can restart the Linux test if you guys are interested, because I mean revamping that. I think we don't need these two spheres actually. I think we also don't need anything else that is in here. I don't know. I think we have the other blade. We can delete it. We have the background. We can delete it. We have the other things here. What is this? I don't know. You have this too. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't know what is this plane number 3. Oh, it's that plane. I don't know what it was for. Some scenic. And there is the other angle. Okay. So also this one we don't care. These triangles are kind of the wrong way, or no? Well, yeah, kind of, yeah. They should be like this. You see the blade, blade, blade. So this should be like this, right? Blade, 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 blade. I don't know, maybe at the end I will... I mean, we can do it. I mean, it's kind of easy. You just do this, right? And this. And this. Well, this one I'm not completely sure. And then you dissolve the other ones, right? So now it's basically the other way. But still we have a problem, right? So probably we need I think the problem is that it's not even compared to the, it's not the same, yeah, exactly, it's not the same rotation that we had here. Here it becomes vertical and then it becomes different again, so probably we need both, actually, now that I think about it. It's probably looking better this way. If I do the other way is okay. Now let's keep it like this for now. Now here is yeah, here is kind of bad. I think it's too small. We can add a few polygons, you know, just to ensure that I don't like the way it is shrinking here. I really don't like it. I think it's looking bad, and I think it was probably not even intended originally. Right. This I don't know. Yeah, probably more like that than. Now we don't have a handle, really. Doesn't exist. This will make it a perfect wizard hat, by the way. We don't have a handle. But I think I want to rotate it so that it becomes. Now the question would be, what is his standard position? I think his standard position is with the tip here matching the vertical line of the handle. Yeah, between this and that, I'm not completely sure. And anyway, this handle, I really dislike it, so I think that we would just change it to be horizontal now. I don't know if I want to correct the faces or yeah, maybe. I think it should just be a normal vertical handle. I don't think it should be anything strange or curved or anything. Just need to match this with that. We will see what to do down here, but yeah, I would like the handle to be pretty much straight, right? Yeah, pretty much like this. Maybe just a bit more center compared to the blade. Like so. Something like that. And then, yeah, and then I think we can duplicate this. I think we need a bit more resolution on this thing. I'm probably going to subdivide it, but for now. So I was saying, if we duplicate this guy, right, if we duplicate this, move it down a bit. Wait. move it down a bit. Maybe like this, and then flip the faces. Okay. And then we just match this with that and such. We can have our bottom handle. Name. You know that I played a bit of Baldur's Gate 2. Not playing it much, but I'm playing it here and there a bit. And I really like it. I think it's very nice. Very nice. Even with the eyes of today, you know, but it's actually very nice. How do we do this? How do we close it? We close it down here? Yeah, probably. Most likely, yeah. I mean, it's slightly inset, but not by much, right? So that would become a face. Even if this face looks like it's upside down, or what? No, it's not. Yeah, I think we can close it like that. Now, it's looking a bit weird, I have to say. It's looking a bit weird as a cover of the hand because it's very, 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 very thin. So, I don't know if I like this. I think this part should become way bigger, like probably 3 times what it is now. I think all this part is a bit fucked up, I have to say. Let me try to see what happens if I do this. Yeah. I mean, we have to be a bit careful on the blade because we cannot really have a blade that is like so big, right? But at the same time, now this is the perfect hat, guys. The perfect hat. Give me a bunny and I will give you... Okay. Yeah, this part now is more reasonable. So at least it's covering your hand a bit, right? Because otherwise, there's no reason why it should be like that. Now, here we are really missing geometry, so it's very, 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 very square, right? So we should really cut it off this way multiple times. Should cut it at the bottom, should cut it at the top. I'm thinking, but yeah, I think that we need KK here and there. Oops, why not? Why doesn't it allow me to do this? Okay. So their middle, and here will happen automatically, right? Because it's the same. Yeah, exactly. So that is one thing, but we may go more than one. Huh? We may go more than one. I think here at the front, I don't know. I think it's nice that it's looking a bit. I don't know if it's enough as a protection. Also consider that this is the blade is here, right? So your hand, I mean, you want to protect mostly the top. At the moment, it's protecting the bottom more than the top. So we may decide to move this guy. We may decide to move this guy a bit more, but I don't know. I think if I do it, I'm kind of ruining the shape. Kind of ruining the shape. Yeah, no. I mean, if we do it, we should do it also with this piece altogether. All this should go more backward. Like that. They should probably go up a bit. And all of this should probably become larger or no? Yeah. Okay. Like this, I think it makes more sense. So the cover for the hand is significant, right? So I think in our character it will probably collide a bit with the arm. But it's fine. I mean, the arm, I mean, if you have your hand here, your arm is like exactly here, right? So it will collide a bit, but let's see. Hello, P. Hey, how are you? It's going okay. It's going okay. We made a lot of weapons. Well, a lot. I mean, we made one weapon pretty much for every race. And it is the last one. The texture is something that was already there. We are gonna change it. Even if I like kind of the idea, I like how it is organized. I like the layout, right? I really like the layout. So maybe we will keep the blade in the red line. Maybe the red line will become another color. We will remove the sun. But maybe this part will stay as it is. I don't know. I have to think about it, but it's not bad. I mean, this design here is not bad at all. I like it. Maybe I don't want it golden. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. At the moment, we're working on the geometry, and I was trying to fix the handle here. I think like this I kind of like it. The problem now is the blade. The blade is insanely big, right? So like is like 10 kilograms of sword, right? So that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So we need we need to pretty much scale all of this. Down a lot. Yeah. I think it's still big, but it's more reasonable now. I think we can now finally make this smaller. I don't want the back to be 0, but at the same time I don't want it to be looking too heavy, right? For the same reason. So I think I'm going to shrink it a bit. Probably like that. Yeah. And now here we have a bit of a stupid vertex. I don't understand exactly why we have these ones, right? They are a bit in a weird place, right? I mean, they want to create this movement, but no, I understand what they are doing. I understand what they are doing. I understand what they are doing. And I think at the end they're probably okay. The problem is the sides. I think the problem is a bit of the sides this way. Cannot shrink it too much or we are impacting. I don't know if I want to really now shrink all of this, but probably yes. The music that you are hearing is a video game about making burgers and killing aliens, and making burgers with the meat of the aliens that you killed. Can you believe it? It's incredible. It's incredible, bro. I think we are missing geometry here. So I'm gonna add it because I think that is suffering quite a bit. Wait, where did I cut? There? Yeah, there. I think it's suffering quite a bit here and here, but we don't have enough space. Yeah, exactly. And this thing, this thing might be, now that we have that other vertex, can be smaller. Yeah. I don't know about this. Can we just close? I mean, this is basically the blade part that is coming to an end, right? So do we need it? I think do we want to keep it until the end or no? No, it's not needed. I think it's not needed. Even if I think it would be nice that if this expands a bit, no? I mean, looking purely from the geometry point of view, I think it would be nice if this is, I don't know. At the moment it looks a bit like this, but don't worry. We will just click on smooth and it will be perfectly smooth, right? So don't worry about that. I like to see it like this because we see the where we are actually lacking geometry. It shows you a bit better. No. Okay. I think we made good progress. I think this shape is a good shape. Again, it's the perfect wizard that. But I think we made good progress. Unfortunately, I think I have to go away because it's a bit late now. It's more than midnight. Hello, Sales Cosmia. No, this one I took it from a free asset and then I modified it. I modified it. We're probably going to change the texture as well because at the moment the current texture is not fitting our game, right? We don't have a sun in our game. I know it may sound weird, but we don't. And so, yep. Hello, Seleno Cosmia. Thank you for the follow. We are probably going to just you know subdivide everything by one, but because at the moment, how many polygons we are speaking about is 598. 598. Huh? This? No, it's not. 218. Okay, better. 218, yeah. So I think we can double it if you want. We can double it. But I think the shape is good anyway. I like the shape. Now here we have a bit of a problem. At the top is the blade is like, yeah, you see. We have a bit of an issue because we had to separate it, and when we separated it, right, we did some damage. But I think like this is good. This one is a bit useless actually. In that position at least. Even if it's not that bad in that position, I have to say. But in this position probably is better. Yeah, we may add, you know, a new. Yeah, we may cut here, just to give this more of a rounded look. Let me do it. But yeah, I think I have to. Go, boys. I think unfortunately I have to go. Why didn't cut it fully? Wait. I think I did a mistake. Because we have the border. No, so I think the cut needs to be done middle. Come on. I cannot rotate while in K? No, please. You joking? No, I can't. Okay, yeah, I had to do that. Okay. So now we have a bit of a useless vertex here, but we can get rid of it. And yeah, now we have a bit more geometry to play with, so we can make this curve more of a curve, right? Even if he had its own meaning, right? Being more straight here. I think actually it is better straight. Or not. Or not. Well, we can play a bit with that and see what happens. Let me see it like this a second. I think it's good. Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. Okay. For like you've been developing this project forever. Forever. But the good news is that it's online. So if you want to play it, you can go to planeshift.it, which is actually the link is below. You can click on download now. And you can download it and play it for Windows, for Linux, and for Mac. Our game is released since quite some time. And we actually created it in another engine, and then we ported it to Unreal Engine. So now we have it, you know, we have it in Unreal, and you know, we have our assets in Unreal, and you know, using the Unreal rig and whatever. So it's yeah, it is ported, which is nice. So it runs in Unreal Engine 5, actually 5.1. We're going probably to move to new version of Unreal soon. I don't know, maybe next release already, but moving to a new release is always complex. So what I'm doing now, I'm working on weapons, which is not something that I do usually, but I decided to have one weapon per race, right? And so I wanted to have something special that every race can say, oh, that is my style, right? That is my style, that is my weapon, that is, you know. And so I created one weapon for each race, pretty much. And this is the last one, right? The Lemur that was missing, but we have one new weapon for the Diaboli. One new for the Kran that was created yesterday and finished today. For the alien, we have no special weapon just because it's standard medieval weapons, you know, and just humans. These are the humans. For the cat people, we have the double knife, which I think it came out very nicely. I can show you if you want. I think it's called double knife. Yeah. That's the double knife. There's the double knife. This guy. This guy. Yeah, which is actually double, right? So you put your hand here in the middle and then you cut this way and this way. So this is the blade and this is the blade. So the blade is actually the opposite side. So you have to choose. You have to so yeah, you have to choose where to slash, right? So basically you can also slash backward if you turn your hand properly. I think it's a very complex weapon to use actually. Because if you think to imagine that you have it in your hand, right? So like when you are thrusting forward, you thrust forward, for example, on the right side. So imagine that this is your right side, right? So you're thrusting forward on the right side, but you cannot do it on the left because this is actually the back of the weapon, right? And so, or you then roll it in your hand a bit, like when you play tennis, that you move the racket on the other side, right? So, or you do it like that, but you have to do it 180 degrees, or after thrusting forward on the right, you come back, rotating slightly the hand, and you slash backward, right? So it's like dragging towards you, and at that point, yes, you will be cutting this way, right? So I think it's like slash 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 slash, or you can just pierce with a tip, and that works anyway, right? In any side. But yeah, so that is that's kind of a weird weapon, but I think I like that it's weird. Then we had the axe, and also we had a shield for the dwarves, and we had this hook blade, which I think is also very nice. We had a hook blade and the hook knife. No, it's not here. That's impossible. Why is it not here? Because I called it Klyros something. I didn't call it hook blade, okay. Which is basically this thing. Right? Which is for the winged people. The people with wings. Usually do everything. Yeah, I do a bit of I do a bit of everything really in this project. So I do a bit of everything. But if any one of you wants to help, you know, and many of you are already, so thank you for that. Yeah, you can just develop stuff, right? You can contact me on Discord and we can discuss about stuff to do. And yeah, there is whatever 3D modeling, quest, NPC dialogues, music, you know, programming, whatever. There are a million things you can learn, a million things you can do. Okay, guys, I'm going because it's past midnight, right? And I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. And we will finish this weapon. I don't know, I think I have time tomorrow between like 7 and 9, so I think maybe I will work on it like 2 hours in the evening. And maybe I will finish it, right? So maybe you will see it already finished. But the idea is to finish this weapon and then move on, right? Move on with other stuff. Maybe one idea could be to improve the weapons that we already have, because there are some of these weapons which are super old, right? And their quality is really so-so. In certain cases, just the texture that is bad or is old. In other cases, also that is missing. I mean, this one, for example, is not that bad, right? I don't know the texture. Yeah, texture is a bit small, 512, but it's still holding, right? It's still holding after all these years, you know. It's still reasonable. So maybe this one we will not touch it, but there is other stuff that is very, 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 very bad. Let me see this one. Man, this one also still holding. I think the axis are probably the ones that we really need to. Yeah, exactly. So this kind of texture, I mean, this texture is super small, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. It's 256 by 256. So this quality we cannot have anymore. So I think we can do a pass on all these ones, right? Improve them, and yeah. So there will be a pass that I will do just after I finish this weapon. As soon as this weapon is finished, we will do a pass on all the weapons. So okay, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye.